What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome to the first quick tip that I have for you guys for Call of Duty World War II. Keep in mind, this is based off the beta build of the game, but as it is right now when the beta first launched, the sprint out time is relatively slow, especially on SMGs, I feel, and that's one of the big complaints I'm seeing in the community so far. It's something that I personally would like to see changed as well. I'd like to see that sped up just a little bit, nothing too extreme, but I feel like when you're sprinting around with an SMG, if you get caught off guard, there's no chance. You're just dead. And I feel like that just forces you to play a lot slower and more methodically than you'd like to play, and it can be frustrating for a lot of players. So a lot of people have been asking, how do you reduce sprint out time in this game? And there's really no simple answer to this. There isn't just like a perk or a basic training skill that you put on and then suddenly your sprint out time's cut in half. And that's kind of weird to us because for the past several years, we've always had a perk like that. Infinite Warfare, Gung Ho would do that. Black Ops 3, Fast Hands would do that. For Advanced Warfare, we had Gung Ho again. For Ghost, we had Ready Up. For Black Ops 2, we had Dexterity. For the past several years, we've always had that simple fix for sprint out times, and we no longer have that. But I do have a little technique you can use today to essentially eliminate sprint out time, but it's not as simple as just putting on a basic training skill and then being done with it. There is a technique involved with this. So first up, you're going to want to use the Gunslinger basic training skill. This basic training skill allows you to fire guns while sprinting and diving. But you'll notice if you are sprinting around and you come out of sprint by aiming down sight, which most people will do, you start aiming down sight to shoot the enemy that you see, this has no impact whatsoever on your sprint out time. It's really unfortunate, but it doesn't help you at all in that case. You still have to wait for that full sprint out time to complete. And in a lot of situations, that's going to get you killed. But the little trick that I have for you guys today, and today's quick tip, is if you break your sprint by firing your gun first and then aiming down sight, your sprint out time is eliminated. You no longer have a sprint out time, you fire instantly, and you can start aiming down sight while you're firing. This often allows you to get that first shot off on your enemy, especially in close quarters. And I've been winning so many gunfights where I've come face to face with enemies, both of us are sprinting, because I'm using this technique and the enemy isn't. So if you guys are concerned about sprint out time at the moment, this is one way to kind of work around it. It is unfortunate that there's no straight up just perk that you can use, but this technique has been quite effective for me and hopefully it'll help you out as well. I'm still really hoping there will be some adjustments made to the sprint out time in this game. I feel like they didn't really factor in the fact that we don't have a perk to reduce sprint out time, and they just gave us that standard base sprint out time, and nobody's really used to that. Unless you grinded a ton of Modern Warfare Remastered in the past year, because that's kind of how it was in Modern Warfare Remastered. And I feel like it significantly slows the pace of the game down. So I'm hoping they reduce it, but if they don't, or at least until they do, you've got this technique that you can use that essentially eliminates your sprint out time, and it will allow you to rush around the map a lot more comfortably. If you enjoyed this quick tip, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.